us for today's media availability. Merci de vous joindre à nous pour le point de presse d'aujourd'hui. I will now invite each agency to ask their questions. J'invite maintenant chaque organisme à poser leurs questions. We'll now start with, nous allons commencer avec Cameron Mahler at CBC.
Hello.
Hi.
The total of the debt for this project amounts to $694 million with interest. With annual payments of $17.4 million, how is that payment being broken down?
Well, I think you saw all of that information in the. Is this on, by the way? Is it working or not? Can you hear me? Okay, here we go. I think that was all broken down very clearly in the report and in the meeting today. I don't, I could recite a whole bunch of numbers for you, but I mean, I think it's pretty clear that there are significant revenues that offset the payments that we are going to make on the debt, so that the net cost to taxpayers is very low, and it's lower than the cost of doing nothing.
Okay. Cost overruns for this project are being handled by the city this time around. Last time, 1.0, they were handled by OSEG, and they had more than anticipated as per the meeting we just went through. How does the city plan to cover these should they arise?
Again, as I think you heard in the meeting, Roger Greenberg pointed out that last time around, the additional costs were not cost overruns because the construction was more expensive. They were cost overruns because of decisions that were made to change the scope of the project. So first of all, I don't anticipate that we are going to be making changes to the project once it's approved. And if we do, that'll have to be a decision of council. Secondly, we have a fixed price contract with the contractor, and we also have a contingency that is built into the pricing of the project. So with all of that, I think staff seem very confident that we can deliver this project on the budget that has been laid out in the report.
Thank you. We will now go to Sean Barden at CTV.
Good
Hello.
evening.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Lansdowne 1, it had a number of issues. The public kind of looked at it over the years and said, there's obviously problems here. Can you tell the citizens of Ottawa that Lansdowne 2.0 is going to avoid all of that and they can have faith in this thing succeeding?
What problems are you referring to?
The waterfall, all those kind of things that we've talked about over the years, shortfalls of this,
Yeah.
There's a number of issues. I can't go through them all, but we all acknowledge there have been.
Yeah, if you look at it through a financial lens, I think Lansdowne 1.0 was a great success because we've got all kinds of infrastructure on a site that was mostly concrete and had a stadium, a stand, the south side stands that had been condemned. And now we have the wonderful place that Lansdowne Park is, with 4 million visitors a year, with cinema and restaurants and public space and an arena and new Southside stands and all kinds of different events happening there all the time. So, and all of that with incredible protection against risk for taxpayers, because all of the operational losses were covered by OSEG and not by the City of Ottawa. So did it deliver all of the expected returns to the City of Ottawa? No. But if we'd gone it alone on this, we'd be $130, $140 million further behind now than we are today, because our partners in this deal covered all of those losses. So from that perspective, I think Lansdowne 1.0 was a huge success. And I think Lansdowne 2.0 is going to be a great success as well. We're finishing the job that started 10 years ago. We'll have a wonderful new event center that will serve a multitude of purposes, a number of different professional and amateur sports teams, all kinds of events, national and international, and we'll have new north side stands, and we'll finally stop using portable toilets on football game days, along with many other improvements to the site. So I think this is a huge win for the residents of Ottawa.
Based on the feedback you heard over the past couple of days, there's a number of people with concerns. What can you say to people to allay those concerns when they're looking at this project going forward?
I'll say a couple things about that. Number one, I was really encouraged by the delegations who came and spoke to us. First of all, I think every single one of them had the city's best interests at heart, and I'm grateful for all of those presentations. They were very thoughtful, and people obviously had taken the time to read the report, to come with legitimate points that they wanted to raise, so I'm grateful for that. Secondly, I think it's worth noting that approximately 2/3 of the delegations were in favor of Lansdowne 2.0, and about 1/3 were speaking against it. I think that there were a lot of legitimate concerns that were raised, and I think many of the concerns raised by opponents of the project were around principally two things. One of them was the risk associated with the project going forward, and I get that, but I think there is also a risk with not going ahead with this project, and that risk is greater. So there is no path forward that doesn't include some risk. And yes, there are some assumptions in a long-range forecast. There always are. But I'm confident that this is going to work out for the taxpayers of Ottawa, and it's the better alternative than doing nothing. The second area that people raised was, let me think for a second. I had something in mind and now I've forgotten it. It's been a long day. I know. The second area of concern that people raised was that this was taking money away from other priorities. If we do Lansdowne, we'll have less money for other things. We heard from our professional staff that that's not the case. In fact, if we proceed with Lansdowne 2.0, we'll have more money to put towards other priorities like affordable housing, like improving public safety, like improving public transit. If we do not proceed with Lansdowne 2.0, we'll have less money for those other priorities. So I understand why people feel, and why there's been, some information in the marketplace saying this is a big chunk of money that if we didn't spend it on Lansdowne, we could put it towards this or that, or a community center in your neighborhood and a swimming pool in your neighborhood, but that simply isn't the case. If we don't do Lansdowne 2.0, we'll be on the hook for a bigger payment going forward, and we'll have less money for those other priorities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. And that concludes today's media availability. Ceci conclut le point de presse d'aujourd'hui. Thank you. Merci.
Thank you.